Hi guys, this time on Deep Junk, it's Three Blind Mice build time again. This month for April, we're working on a 1972, it's a Hot Wheels 1972 Ford Ranchero, looks like the GT model. Got the sportier hood on it. This one has got the amber glass in it, which I'm not a big fan of, but we'll just work around that. And it's got some graphics on it from Hot Wheels. And there's kind of a bigger wheel, a more modern looking, I guess. They're modern looking, almost like a pro touring looking wheel. It does look like it's got a bigger wheel tub in the back, but and like these cars did, they shared the chassis with a 118-inch wheelbase with the wagon. They've got the wagon tail lights and that, and the rear bumper and stuff would be shared with the wagon. But we will get started on this, see if we can make it look cool, do something with it. Stay tuned. Alrighty guys, in our Ranchero's apart here, certainly no surprises. We've got a plastic bottom, all chrome, our gray interior, bucket seats and console, and a slight bit of dash detail, some defroster vents up there anyway. It's got the hold downs for the rear axle built in there. Yep, one clippy thing holding the axles in place on the plastic. Big deal over there. The paint is blown in. It's a little thin in the backside there yet there. It's hard to see, but the tailgate's very heavy with paint on the back side of it, so we'll see what kind of surprises we get out of that. And then, yeah, last but not least, the amber glass. Right, our Ranchero out of the stripper is pretty rough. Although it doesn't have any like big casting lines through the body panels, it's like all the edges are pretty rough. That one right above the grill there and the headlight openings, all around the windows, everything from the body line down. This tailgate looks it even feels rough to the touch. They must have, I mean, I thought they had a hell of a lot of paint on the back of this thing covering something. It was just a rough ass tailgate. Let's check in with the ruffled Ranchero here. Parts that I had ordered for this are not going to be here when well, they're just not going to be here in time, so I'm going to change direction on this just a little bit, and it's not a big thing. In fact, I'm not worried about that. What I was worried about was this body come out of stripper, and it was pretty rough, so I took a pretty big swing at it with a file before I could ever, get with the sandpaper or a green scuff pad. So what I was worried about was losing some definition in the body lines, or losing a body line altogether. It's not hard to do when you start, wailing on one of these things and trying to clean up some of this garbage. Phase 1 of Aunt Methuselah's Ranchero, raunchy Ranchero GT. We've got the red on it there, metallic red. Not looking too terribly shabby. There was that tailgate from hell. Focus. Focus, come on now. Body lines on the side. Woohoo! Alright, so now I'm gonna get creative with some striping here. And some clear coat, guys. Now, in the interior, I said I was going to run some striping. I've continued it into the interior, into the seats, and I think I got a decent resemblance to what the 70s had without being ultra cheesy. We run the stripe and seat insets, and then turned it around on the bottom, from the bottom to the top, and run a stripe both through the upper door panels, A little black in there. Of course, your gauge panel's got to be the steering wheel and steering column. Black carpet. We get the black behind the seats there. I'm going to clean this up and detail a little bit more. We've got our defrost vents up top, but this will clue you in to what is on the body, and I'm gonna leave that for a surprise for the reveal. And it's time for the arts and crafts portion of the program. We've got our 72 Ranchero base. It's been blacked out. We've already done the engine oil pan in blue. We've got our wheels on it. That'll give a little bit of the final reveal away too, the direction that I took it. That wheel there, blacked out the grill. We need a little turn signal detail up front there on it. And I'm grabbing a little flat aluminum, and we'll go over our transmission, put some exhaust detail on it. Got a flat pan on it, so it looks like an automatic transmission. Yeah, so like the direction on this thing was changed. Well, the first time, just knowing that some parts that I wanted, some things that I was going to use on it, weren't going to make it on time. I changed direction, and that didn't quite work out either. It's like I said before, I have to have have to be well, you have to like what you're doing, and you got to have a little inspiration. I need a fire. I just can't do like okay, the 3 blind mice challenges. Even if I have the car, I have to have an idea when they say, okay, we're going to do the Ford Ranchero this month. I had a couple of the castings, and it's not that I hate the Ranchero. Once you get the body off the car and the paint comes off, and you see, ooh, it really wasn't a great casting. I'm hearing from everybody else too. It wasn't really a great casting. And then the direction that you wanted to go in, you can't go in because, well, you have a little problem getting parts, so you got to regroup. And so I like to have an idea. Not that I'm into theme builds, but there has to be an idea behind it, I guess, or in this case, we're building it as a what if. Alrighty guys, I had to cut away there for a little bit while I did this exhaust. I was saying words that were not really nice. I'm gonna rant here for a second. Under this car, there, we've got the engine, oil pan up front, transmission. We've got our A pipes that run back. There's a cross member that doesn't go under the pan or under the transmission, which makes really no sense. But then pipes go in and out of this thing. At first I thought, what is that, like a skid plate? Well, it's got like flanges back here behind it, like it's a big ass muffler. So I've been under a lot of cars that I've never seen what is this, what we want to call it, the floor pan muffler. Things as big as Grandma Nettie's ass and about as flat, she was the secretary. Woo! I know it's a kid's toy, it's only $1, blah 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 blah, and yet you guys stand up there at your RLC, whatever you got, your dinners, your conventions, and stroke each other. I am the designer of this one, woohoo! Well, I want the designer of this one to stand up and go, I'm the one that designed, the Godzilla of cheap Chinese knockoff Flowmaster 40 mufflers. You know, Godzilla, the Godzilla muffler, king of all mufflers. Somebody stand up and take, you know, for this one here. Yeah. Whatever. Okay, I'm done. I've been on again and off again about this car, mostly off. Woo. Gonna put a muffler. It's a kid's toy. Well, I know kids that wouldn't be happy with that. They'd be like, Dad, what the hell's going on? My son, he was a kid. He'd have given me a dirty look and told me to go back and buy another one. Try it again, Dad. I'll paint some turn signals in here. Try to do this without cussing. We're on the honor system now. She tell us if you're cussing real bad, so AI doesn't have to figure it out. Well, if AI is so damn great, why don't it tell me? Bob, you've got an attitude. Your RLC award for the goofiest damn undercarriage. And the award goes to Godzilla Muffler. Ooh, Godzilla. So get some turn signals. Yeah. Ready, guys. Now, this time, I'm going to show you this interior tub and try not to erase it like a moron. Last week on the Jeep, that JL, I had done all that stuff to the interior and blah, 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 and then I didn't lose the footage. I erased it. I just flat up took it out. So you can see the body over there, the striping up on the hood of it. I carried that over into the interior on this, so the striping, it switches from the the seat back to the bottom, and then we've got the same color, the darker color on the door panels. We just left it like that gray, the seat material and the console, the pad on the dash, the black carpet, black up behind the seats, our ductwork up there, defrost, and then the steering wheel column and the gauge cluster there, they're blacked out. So show you that, and then make sure not to send it away. This 3-blind mice build of the 72 Ford Ranchero has had its ups and its downs. 99 times out of 100 I'll look at a car, whether it's a die-cast car or a real car, and I'll know exactly what I want to do with it, how I would change it if it were mine, if I were building it. And this was no different. This was a change of parts, you change plans, you kind of adapt along with, and one thing led to another. And then I think it's good to have a story sometimes. If you start to lose sight of the project, build a story around it, so you can focus back on it. So, what the story is, guys, is I wouldn't go out and buy this car, a 72 Ranchero. If I had the money, I would be buying an El Camino for the same type of vehicle. But if we'll say that, yeah, good old Aunt Methuselah had left this in the will. It was willed to us. It was in the back barn, and a customer comes into Deep Junk World headquarters and says, I want a Ford build, guys, but I don't want it mainstream. So I don't want a Mustang, I don't want an F-150 truck, I want something that's off the beaten path, but not so far that it's like a 4-door Maverick or an all-wheel drive Tempo or, an Edsel. So, aha, we've got this in the back garage. 72 Torino did come, you get with a 429 in it, so it still wasn't a total slouch. We've got the GT hood on it. But what to do with it, how to build it for them that makes it different from the others. So we could pay homage to a great engine builder and build the car not a theme so much as just maybe a special edition, a modern day special edition, taking 72 and bringing it to 2020, mixing it up, throwing it on the ground with some big mag wheels. And so when I'm thinking of an engine builder, I'm thinking of guys like Bill Grumpy Jenkins, I'm thinking of Smokey Unick, I'm thinking Maurice Petty and Leonard Wood of the Wood Brothers. Glenn and Leonard Wood. Leonard Wood was half the 21 team. So we go with that. We painted the car. The Wood Brothers Racing, they used a lot of red. White car with red. There's tritones of red on some of the Thunderbirds. If you go to their website, the colors on the website are these colors. That's stripe, and that's the colors they use. So we took the stripe and we put it up the hood over the before and on top of then the scoop. I showed you we did the same. We run the striping. It's hard to see there, but it's in there on the interior, in the seats, and then some of the dark up on the door panels. Just to kind of round it off, though, on the tailgate, we've got a Wood Brothers 21 Racing. This decal went down at an angle, and then there was another logo over here that was didn't have anything to do with Wood Brothers. So in that spot, I put the Ford oval in that panel with Wood Brothers Racing. So we have our Wood Brothers Racing 1972 Ford Torino GT. We've got the grill blacked out and our turn signals done. Again, the striping up on the hood. The hood blacked in there in the openings. Not a whole lot of detail on this, guys, like windshield moldings and stuff like that. So we got our door handles on the side. I didn't really want to go with a two-tone at the bottom. There's usually black on the rockers down there, so we kept it all the red color. Into the bed, just nice, clean, and clear coated down in there. Set around back our taillight detail, the Wood Brothers emblem there. Same thing up the other side. Not a whole lot to like flying out at you, so this was a less is more, kind of just a real clean build. The underside, well, we've heard me bitch about that. The big pan muffler there in the center. I tend to think of it as maybe it was a skid plate and the mufflers are up underneath that. That's my story anyway. So we've got exhaust, we've got our Ford engine there, the automatic transmission, and that the tinted glass is a dark, very dark amber on this car. I don't know if the other any other versions of this car with the glass would have been if it tinted different at all. I had two of these same with the same glass, so I was that's what I was using. Guys, I want to thank everyone for stopping in and checking out the videos. I hope that everybody is really faring well with all this crap that's going on. I know some people that it's hit hard. I want to thank all subscribers, new and old. If you haven't subscribed, give it a thought, think about it, and if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. The car, as always, will be for sale on eBay. If you happen to like Fords, if you're a Wood Brothers fan, the car will be up on eBay. My wife's seller, 17 Stacy. We've got some of their builds coming up, and I'll get more information to you guys on that at the end of May. We'll have a build with 4 or 5 of us, 64 Impalas. That's Lee at Time Rider has, I guess, spearheaded that. And Diecast Outcast, we've got a, I guess, Redline build would be I think May 18th, but we'll get more information on that. So that's all red lines coming up in that build. Thanks again, guys. I really appreciate everyone, and stay safe, and we will see you next time.